So, this week was not about growth. It really wasn't about ambition either, and honestly, it wasn't about alignment in calm conditions. This week was about what happens after you commit, after you choose a direction, after you stop explaining, after you stop adjusting, and after you stop asking for permission. Because this is the moment where most people don't actually fail, they fold. Week 37 was about learning how to hold your ground when pressure appears, when doubt rises, when support thins out, and when reality tests whether your decisions are real or just comfortable ideas. Standing your ground is not loud, it is not dramatic, it is not emotional, it is quiet endurance. Let's walk through this week carefully. Monday. Most people quit too early. Walter Elliott wrote, "Perseverance is not a long race, it is many short races one after the other." The Quran reminds us, "Indeed God is with those who are patient." Chapter 2, verse 153. So, Monday opened with a truth that is, well, uncomfortable precisely because it is accurate. Most people don't actually fail, they quit before failure ever really arrives. People often confuse discomfort with danger. They interpret resistance as some kind of sign. They just assume that difficulty means misalignment. But honestly, difficulty is not evidence of error. It's actually evidence of engagement. Every meaningful path, it has friction at the beginning. Every real commitment feels heavy before it becomes natural. And every serious direction, it tests you before it ever rewards you. Science confirms this through persistence research and delayed gratification studies. The ability to tolerate discomfort over time predicts success more reliably than intelligence, talent, or initial motivation. In the simulation, endurance stabilizes the field before results appear. On Monday, you were asked to observe something honestly. Were you actually failing, or were you simply uncomfortable? Because those are not the same thing. Quitting early feels like relief, but it is relief that costs you momentum, confidence, and self-respect. Holding your position through discomfort builds something far more valuable than early success: internal credibility. When you don't quit, even when nothing is happening yet, your nervous system learns that you can be trusted. That is the foundation of power. Tuesday. Stop explaining yourself. Rumi is often attributed with the line, "Do not speak unless it improves upon silence." The gospel states it more bluntly, "By their fruits you will know them." That's Matthew chapter 7 verse 16. Tuesday addressed one of the fastest ways strong people leak power: explanation. Explanation is often framed as clarity, but in reality, it's usually just a search for approval. When you explain your decisions, you invite debate, you open yourself to negotiation, you dilute authority, and you put your direction on trial. People who respect you, they don't need explanations, and people who don't respect you won't be convinced by them anyway. Science supports this. Consistency of behavior builds trust more effectively than verbal justification. Repeated explanation actually signals uncertainty, even when the decision itself is sound. In the simulation, action carries signal. Explanation, on the other hand, creates noise. Tuesday was really about noticing where you explain too much, defending choices, justifying boundaries, narrating your thinking, and, over-communicating intent, and then just stopping. You don't owe everyone a map of your reasoning. You don't owe comfort to those who are unsettled by your direction. Standing your ground sometimes means saying nothing, and just letting time do the work that words cannot. Wednesday. Pressure reveals alignment. Stoic wisdom says, character is revealed under pressure. The Quran echoes this: when hardship touches a man, he calls upon us. Wednesday went deeper. Comfort hides truth. Pressure reveals it. Anyone can appear confident when conditions are favorable. Anyone can feel aligned when nothing is at stake. But, pressure strips away performance. It shows whether your values are real or borrowed, whether your discipline is internal or situational, and whether your identity is stable or reactive. Science confirms this through stress exposure research. Under pressure, people default to their true patterns. Habits surface, values clarify, and alignment is tested. In the simulation, pressure is not punishment, it is actually verification. On Wednesday, you were not asked to escape pressure. You were asked to observe how you behave inside it. Do you rush, seek reassurance, abandon your position, soften your stance, or, betray your own judgment? Or do you stay steady, slow down, remain coherent, and hold your line without aggression? Pressure does not destroy alignment. It exposes whether it was there in the first place. This day was not about changing behavior, it was about seeing clearly. There's a proverb that warns, a man who chases 2 rabbits catches none. And then the Quran adds, do not follow desire, lest it lead you away from the way. That's from chapter 38, verse 26. Thursday focused on one of the most subtle dangers after commitment, constant adjustment. Small adjustments, well, they feel harmless, and honestly, they often feel reasonable. But, repeated adjustment leads to drift. You adjust to opinions, feedback, discomfort, criticism, doubt, and even that fear of being misunderstood. And, over time, your direction just sort of dissolves. Science actually confirms this through studies on decision fatigue and feedback dependence. Excessive input increases indecision, reduces confidence, and, weakens performance. In the simulation, alignment requires resistance to external pull. So, Thursday was about recognizing when adjustment is no longer refinement, but actually just avoidance. Refinement, it improves clarity, but adjustment to noise, that just erodes it. Standing your ground doesn't mean being rigid. It really means knowing when to stop negotiating with the environment. Progress requires friction. If everything feels smooth, you are probably drifting. Friday. Standing alone is part of the path. James writes, "Blessed is the man who remains steadfast under trial." 1:12. Islamic wisdom offers the same clarity. Do not fear being alone upon the truth. Friday closed the week with the hardest reality. There are moments when standing alone is the cost of integrity. Not because you are superior, not because others are wrong, but because alignment is not democratic. When you stop adjusting, some people fall away, some support fades, some voices go quiet, some relationships strain. This is not a sign of failure. It is a sign that you are no longer moving with the crowd. Science confirms that independent decision-makers develop stronger long-term confidence, resilience, and leadership capacity. Solitude strengthens internal coherence. In the simulation, solitude stabilizes signal before alignment is rewarded. Friday was not about isolation, it was about self-trust. If you must stand alone, stand clean. If you must wait, wait without resentment. If you must move without applause, move anyway. Integrity compounds quietly. So, week 37 was not dramatic, it was not explosive. Instead, it was steady. You learned that quitting early is not failure, but, it's fear. Explanation: it kind of dilutes authority, pressure reveals truth, constant adjustment erodes direction, and sometimes standing alone is required. So, this week really refined something critical: inner stability under pressure. You did not become aggressive, you did not become rigid, you did not become withdrawn, instead, you became anchored. Standing your ground does not mean fighting everyone. It means, well, no longer fighting yourself. It means allowing resistance without panic, allowing doubt without surrender, and allowing solitude without bitterness. In the long arc of your development, week 35 taught you precision, week 36 taught you detachment, week 37 taught you endurance with integrity. You are no longer reacting, you are no longer adjusting, you are holding. And when a man can hold his ground quietly, reality begins to respond. This is transcendent reality,